So Microsoft's Copilot for Windows 11 just got a huge overhaul. And no, we're not just talking about a chatbot and a sidebar anymore. This is a whole new thing. We're talking a new look, way smarter tools, and a real glimpse into a future where AI is just part of Windows. So what does this big change actually mean for you? Let's dive in and break it all down.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to look at 5 key things. First, the brand new design. Then, how it's becoming your AI home base. After that, we'll get into a seriously cool new search feature, peek at what's coming next, and finally, talk about what this all means for Copilot becoming a true AI companion.
Okay, first things first, let's talk about the visuals. The moment you open the new Copilot, you'll see it looks and feels completely different. But trust me, this is way more than just a pretty new design. This is about fundamentally changing how you're supposed to interact with AI on your computer.
And you don't just have to take my word for it. Microsoft itself is calling this a new home experience. Now that's a very specific choice of words, isn't it? They don't want you to think of this as just some app you open now and then. They want it to be the central hub, the starting point for everything you do with AI. And you can really see that shift when you look at the before and after. Gone is that kind of cold, austere purple and blue sidebar that felt tacked on. Instead, we get what they're calling a calmer UI that feels like it's actually woven into the fabric of Windows. It's meant to feel more welcoming, less like you're talking to a machine. So it looks better, sure, but what can it do? Well, this is where it gets really interesting, because Copilot is now positioned as your AI home base. That home screen isn't just a place to type anymore, it's a whole toolkit with these new sections called modules that are designed to get you working right away.
The whole new layout is basically built around these 4 things. Your recent files are right there, you can jump back into your Copilot research pages, you can launch apps with AI help, and you can see your recent chats. It's all about putting what you're working on right now front and center.
Now let's zoom in on that recent files module, because it's way more powerful than it sounds. Yeah, it shows the same files as your start menu, but here you can actually do stuff with them instantly. Summarize a Word doc, ask questions about a PDF, whatever. And I know what you're thinking, privacy. Microsoft is being super clear here. Copilot is not scanning your computer. It only looks at a file if you specifically drag it in or attach it. And you can even turn the whole feature off if you want.
Then there's the Apps Launcher, and this is really clever. When you launch an app from here, it starts a special Copilot session that uses something called Copilot Vision to literally see what's in that app's window. You can ask it things like, how do I crop this photo? It's like having an expert sitting over your shoulder, ready to help you learn your software. Okay, now for what I think might be the single biggest game changer in this entire update. It's a totally new way to find stuff on your PC, and it's called Semantic Search.
So what the heck is semantic search? Well, to put it simply, it means you can finally stop trying to remember exact file names. You just describe what you're looking for, just like you'd ask a person, and the AI figures out what you mean. It understands the context, not just the keywords.
And this is where it all just clicks. You can literally just type find my CV, and it doesn't matter if you call the file resume_final_v3 docs. Or you can get even more descriptive, like find images of bridges at sunset. It'll find them. My favorite is find the file with the chicken tostada recipe. I mean, who remembers what they named that file? Now you don't have to. It's a massive leap.
Okay, so here's the catch. This kind of magic needs some serious horsepower, specifically a special chip called a Neural Processing Unit, or NPU. So for right now, this feature is only rolling out to people in the Windows Insider program who are using one of the new Copilot PCs. Okay, so that's what we have right now, but Microsoft is already testing the next wave of features, and they give us some pretty big clues about where this is all going.
They're testing a couple of really cool things. First, the share button is making a comeback, finally, right? A super simple way to send your chats to other people. They're also testing something called Copilot Labs, which sounds like a playground where you can opt in to try the newest, most experimental features before anyone else.
But here's a fun little pro tip for you. There's another feature you might be able to unlock for yourself right now. It's a way to turn on Copilot's memory so it can learn about you.
All you have to do is copy and paste this exact sentence into the chat window. If the feature is active on your account, Copilot will respond and basically start an interview, asking you questions to learn about your job, your hobbies, your preferences. The idea is that the more it knows you, the better and more personalized its answers will become.
So let's just pull back for a second and look at the big picture. We've got our new design, these new modules, this crazy smart search. What does it all add up to? Why does any of this actually matter?
And here's the bottom line. When you put all these pieces together, you can see Microsoft's real goal.
They're trying to push Copilot beyond being just another app. They want to transform it from a simple tool into a true companion, an AI that's deeply integrated with your computer and actually understands you and how you work.
But of course, they aren't doing this in a vacuum. Microsoft has a real uphill battle. Their biggest advantage, their ace in the hole, is that Copilot is built right into Windows. But they're still fighting against Google, which completely dominates mobile, and against ChatGPT, which just has that massive brand name recognition, that culture clout. And this leaves us with a huge, fascinating question for the future. Microsoft is making a big bet on the idea of a single, all-in-one AI companion that handles everything on your PC. But is that what we'll really want? Or will we end up preferring a collection of different specialized AI tools for different tasks? How we answer that is going to shape the way we use our computers for years to come.